Hawkins here at Chickenhawkfarmstead, and as you can see, we're back in the quail and the rabbit area in our little Harbor Freight portable garage. Got another upgrade that we're trying out. This is a 12 volt 80 watt fan here. These are the same fans, so if you got a scrap car, it's basically a radiator fan replacement. I think a 2-pack of these was like 30 bucks, and we got them wired, literally direct wired in. You can see right there, which I might end up doing something a little bit better here, but literally just slip those right into our connector here. And on the outside we have two of these are Harbor Freight solar panels, 25 watts a piece, and that little piece that they're in is a two-way combiner that I got. You can get those 2 for, they're pretty cheap. As you can see, the fan's not running at full speed, because like I said too, these are 25 watts a piece. That fan is rated up to 80. Of course, it can take variable speed, whatever, because we're not going to get 25 watts out of here. I am going to test here in a second and see how much we're actually pulling. It's a pretty nice sunny day, as you can see, so they should be running pretty decent, but I'm just curious how much. You can order, I think, a 100 watt 12 volt solar panel. Right now we're running you about 70 bucks for a really cheap one off Amazon. Thought about possibly picking that up and running it, because we're not going to get the whole 100 watts out of there. We'll be lucky to get the full 80. These I just had laying around because I got 2 of the Harbor Freight kits that I've done different stuff with. These panels are actually really useful for hooking them up with a charge controller and hooking them up to a battery. I like my dump trailer. I could do one to my old tractor. That's my new one. It doesn't need it, but my old tractor I've done that with. You know, things like that that are just sitting out and about. You know, that way, because those little 7 watt things kind of suck. And if you got them hooked up to the charge controller, you're not going to burn anything up. But super simple. These two, you know, the wire's already done. The little connector's a 2-way into a 1-way connector. Or a 2-into-1 connector, I should say. Like I said, you can get a 4-into-1, 3-into-1, or whatever. And that's all this is here. And then I literally just took the little connectors here and shoved them in there. And depending on, if I turn these, put them on, connect them to different ones, which you can do with, I did earlier when I was testing this out with the alligator clip stuff, you can change the direction of the fan. But like I said, even at this current speed and power, we're talking about 3 or 4 feet back. I'm getting it. And this is a temporary thing possibly. See if I like it, because I could do 2 or 3 of these across here, get more airflow. And I mean, it's just hung up there with some straps. This thing, I'll put a link to this fan. It was a 2-pack, like I said, for it's like 30-40 bucks. But they had spring mounts, these little slip-in mounts, and I think there was another kind of mounts. Plus you can see, I'm guessing this is like a universal, because you can put all these different spots around it. So now there is no back on here, keep that in mind. That's why it's against the tarp, and I just took these little wires, hooked it to the cage, kind of keep it propped off. And like I said, get a little air flowing here on these hotter days. And I like this setup too, because when the sun's out, the fan's on. So usually when the sun's out, it's a hotter day. So if it's a rainy, cool day, the fan's not going to be on. And there's no battery involved, so I don't have to worry about a battery going bad, or because if you hook this up with charge controller, your battery, all that stuff, and then left it on all the time, it's gonna burn your battery up. You don't need it on when it's cold, when it's cooler out and the sun's not out. So trying to do a smart plug even with that and set it with all, it just way overcomplicates things. Keep it simple. Sun's out, fan's on, direct drive, direct wire or whatever, and just let it go. And like I said, total setup, we talk about the fan, 15-20 bucks. One of those panels is going to cost you something stupid at Harbor Freight, so I say I'll leave a link to the one that I'm looking at off of Amazon, which is 100 watt, and I think it was like 70 bucks. So less than 100 bucks, you can have, you know, 2 of these fans, because I can just go ahead and hook up 2 to the 100. And Harbor Freight's even got a pack of these things, a bunch of these connectors now. That's apparently a new item that I haven't got yet, so I'm gonna have to go get those. And it's got a bunch of different things to use those kind of hookups. So, all right, that's it. Hope you like it. Check it out. And like I said, I'll probably go ahead and put that other one in here, and I'll probably order that 100 watt and see what other panels I got laying around. Fortunately, some of the bigger panels I have are 36 volt or like 40 volt or whatever, so they're way too big for 12. I thought about doing a step down. That would get more complicated, so I like to keep stuff simple. But all right, have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe.